Okay guys, today we're going to talk about safety in the science lab and safety during science experiments and observations. I know most of you guys have gone over this before, but it's really important to kind of review every year the expectations in the classroom and in the science lab when we do experiments and when we do handle things like animals or chemicals, anything that we do when we are making an observation. It's just good to know, and the reason that we do that is because we want each and every one of you to remain safe while we are working on being scientists. Okay, so on the screen, how can we be safe? The first rule we have is wear protective equipment. And we wear these things for several reasons. We wear them to protect our eyes. You see here where my arrow is pointing, this little boy is wearing goggles. Well, he's protecting his eyes from any kind of chemical or substance that we might be working with. You don't want anything to get into your eyes because that could be very painful. So you wear goggles or safety glasses to protect your eyes. You can also wear things to protect your hands like gloves. We do this when we are working with things that might be hot so we don't burn ourselves or so we don't get anything on our skin that will irritate us. We also wear things sometimes like aprons. And aprons are a protective gear that cover your clothing and cover your skin. And again, this is so we don't get any chemical or substance on our skin that can cause irritation, or we wear it so we can protect our clothing too. So there might be some things that we work with like food coloring or something sticky and icky that we don't want on our clothing. So we wear aprons to protect our clothing. And if you've got long hair, a good idea would be to pull it up into a ponytail. That way your hair doesn't get caught into anything or it doesn't drag in any chemical or substance. So to protect your hair and yourself, put long hair up and away from your face so it doesn't get into anything. Okay? Also, a very important rule, especially now while we're trying to avoid getting sick as much as possible, is washing your hands after handling chemicals or animals. And we do this because if a chemical sits in your skin for a really long time, again, it can cause some irritation and it can be painful and itchy. So we always want to make sure that we wash our hands very good with soap and water after we handle chemicals and after we handle animals, because animals are all over the place. They can get into things that have germs and all kinds of icky stuff that we don't want just sitting on our hands. So it's a good idea to make sure that you thoroughly wash your hands after handling these things. Another very important rule is using materials and equipment correctly. Some of the stuff that we use can be breakable. Some of the stuff that we use can be an irritant where it'll irritate your skin if it's not handled properly. Some of the stuff that we do or use can be hot. So it's very important that we handle materials and equipment correctly so that we don't break glass or get a chemical or a substance anywhere that it's not supposed to be. But this is so we can be safe, you know. Another good rule of thumb is to handle organisms appropriately. When we do get to handle organisms or animals, it's a privilege, you know, and we have to be very careful with living things because we don't want to hurt the living thing. We just want to observe, you know, and we don't want to hurt any organism or animal that we are privileged to handle, okay? We just want to be scientists. We don't want to be hurtful. So you handle organisms appropriately. And the last rule that we're going to go over is make sure you follow the teacher's directions. The directions are given so that you know what you need to do and you know what's expected of you. And most importantly, as with all of these rules, they are to be followed so you can remain safe. All of these rules are designed or put in place so that you are very careful and you don't hurt yourself. And we can have a good time being scientists, okay? So those are the rules of the science lab. I want to very quickly go over your assignment. The assignment is explained on the next slide after this, but I want to give you some tips on how to complete your assignment because it can be kind of tricky if you've never used drop and drag or using the mouse to click and drag it to where it needs to be. So if you go down to slide 5, you see how this slide is highlighted, number 3? Slide number 4 tells you your directions. And boys and girls, whenever you see this little audio symbol, all you have to do is click on it and it'll read the directions to you if you need that help. So the slide 4 tells you what your assignment is. It says, let's see what you remember. Drag and drop the safety rule to the picture. Then type in your name and date in the space provided on the contract. So we're going to go to slide 5. That's your assignment. And look, it looks very similar, doesn't it? It's exactly what we just went over, except the rules are missing. So your assignment is going to be to drop and drag the rule to the correct picture. I kind of already did this on this one. See, follow the teacher's directions. I already did that assignment. And you can see right here some of the boxes missing. All you have to do is scroll down here, and you see how that got dark gray? You can scroll to the side to get the entire picture. Okay, so here's the next rule. Use equipment correctly. Where did that go? I think I remember. So what you're going to do is you're going to click in the box, and you get this blue border all the way around, okay? When you click in the box, you see like a cursor. Well, what you want to do is hover the mouse over till you get that crosshairs. It's like a white compass looking symbol. Once you see that compass looking symbol, that's when you can left click, hold down your click button, and drag the rule all the way to the correct picture. And then when you let go of the left click on the mouse, it drops where it goes, where it belongs. Okay, and you just do that for all of your other rules. So these two, I kind of gave you the answer, so there's a hint. But do your best with the last 3. And remember, you could always refer back to slide number 3. See? That kind of helps you out. Go to slide 5 and it'll tell you your rules are on the side and you want to match it up to the picture that was in our presentation. Once you've completed that, go to slide 6, and that's your safety contract. And just briefly going over, it says safety rules. I will act responsibly at all times during science activities. I will follow the teacher's instructions and laboratory procedures carefully. I will wear safety goggles and protective clothing when instructed to do so. I know the class emergency plan. I will immediately notify the teacher of any emergency. I will tie back long hair, remove jewelry, and wear closed-in, both toes and heels, shoes when told to. I will not taste, eat, drink, or inhale anything during science class unless instructed to do so by the teacher. And I will tell the teacher if I see someone or something that is unsafe. So you're going to put your name. It says student signature. See, and I already have my name. But you're going to want to click, and you're going to get this blue little box. Click again, double click it, and you get a cursor. You see it blinking? There's a blinking cursor right here. You're going to want to put it at the end and delete the words that are there and write your name. Oops, spelled my own name wrong, guys. And then you're going to double click on the date side right here, and you're going to enter the date. Okay, and once you're done with those things, you're done with your science for the day. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, you can email me or you can call me to the classroom, or you can wait till Wednesday when we have our Zoom meeting and ask your questions then. But I'm available for you at any time, okay? So there's no need to struggle. If you have a question, get a hold of me and I will help you out. Hope this helps. Bye-bye.